There's a reason some people keep accelerating, while others work just as hard and stay stuck. It's not intelligence, it's not motivation, and most of the time it's not even effort. It's association. Whether we like it or not, we rise or stall to the level of the people that we regularly associate with. And most people are surrounded by ceilings that they didn't consciously choose. You see, show me your circle and I'll show you your future. Because effort without acceleration is what happens when you are basically capped. You have reached the level of your influence within the group that you're at. You may sit there and try and work harder and increase your effort, but it's not really moving anything. You may sit there and you're like getting frustrated because that growth seems inconsistent. It's unfair. It's confusing. You work hard, but it feels like you never quite hit that successful aspect that you were hoping to get to, right? Now, trust me, I've had that same experience. Like there was one place that I was working and I was like, man, I'm going to pick this place because I think I'm going to do well there. And so I picked the place. I looked up to one of the managers there. And what I found is that the last time that I had worked with them versus the current time that I'm working, I had grown, but he hadn't. He was still the same person, still reacted the same way, still dealt with the same issues the same way that he always had. And although, it's nice to be consistent, at the same time, I realized that I wasn't going to grow. Like, what I was hoping to get out of that wasn't going to happen. Because I had reached that plateau that the other person had been in for years. And they weren't going to really teach me that much more. Yes, I learned a couple of things here and there, but for the most part, I was just kind of there. And so what I really found is that association really does equate to the identity that you're going to have. Because when you have a room, the thinking in that room is going to basically stay the same. It kind of normalizes if that room stays the same and doesn't really improve. If the standards of that room, of that group, they tend to settle into a consistent, predictable standards. And that confidence that that group has is really determined by the competence of the group as a whole. And so if you want to really get into those rooms, if you really want to get that acceleration, if you don't want your future to be the same as the people that are currently in your room with you, you need to find different rooms. See, growth, when you really think about it, growth, plus growth-minded people really equates to growth to the power of 2, not growth plus growth. When you sit there and you take some people who are disciplined, and you bring other people together who are also disciplined, who have that growth mindset, it's going to be squared. And when you take builders and you combine them with other builders, you see, whenever you're thinking about advancements and growing and discipline and building, you get those kind of people together, it's not just a plateau. It doesn't settle. It doesn't normalize. It magnifies. And that is what's so great about finding those good rooms. See, proximity will beat motivation every single time. Motivation is more of that feeling. It's that internal aspect. It's inconsistent. Our feelings never stay the same throughout the entire time. It's very inconsistent. And so with that, if we're trying to do motivation, just like I talked about in the previous one, that willpower, motivation, it's not going to sustain you. That association that happens when you start to get into more social aspects, that's really a leverage that you can use. It's an external aspect. And when things are external, especially when you get a group of people together, that's consistency. That's what it's all about. Just like when you normalize the thinking in the room, when the standards of the group just kind of settle, that's consistent. But when you get these kind of people in the same room together, and you're in there too, that consistency right there of amplification, of multiplication, that's when things really get going. Because standards aren't just individual. Standards are social. And when you get into a group and when you get into rooms where the standards are elevated every single time and everybody's trying to kind of elevate the standard to the next level, man, those ceilings are non-existent. You see, a lot of people, their ceilings are really not self-imposed, but they're just inherited by where they're at and who they're with. So here's that big question right there. Are my associations expanding my vision, or are they protecting my comfort? Take a moment to really think about who are you with? Who are the associations? Who are the friends that you have? And and are they actually expanding that vision, or are they protecting your comfort? Now, I'm not saying that you just need to completely get rid of your friends. Of course not. But you do need to upgrade the rooms that you're spending a lot of time in. If your goal is to become successful, if your goal is to be the best of who you are. Because who are you sharpening your thinking with? Are you trying to sharpen a metal blade against a leather strap? That may hone it a little bit, but it's not going to sharpen it. Or are you taking that metal blade and sharpening against something that actually is going to create that friction, create that uneasy feeling, and really get in there and sharpen your thinking? And you start to look around and you say, what behaviors are being normalized around me? Are they the behaviors that I want to have, that I'm aspiring to accomplish? Are those behaviors the behaviors of the person that I know that I can become? Or are those behaviors just who I already am right now and that comfort level? So I challenge you to really think about this. I mean, we're at the beginning of the year. This is that perfect time. Everybody's sitting there trying to accomplish and get better, right? Everybody's making that move, those adjustments. So show me your circle, and I'll show you your future.